So, this is Bulletproof Mindset episode number 3. This is just another second part of the interview that Larry did with me for episode number 2. And I wanted to elaborate a little bit more. I wanted to add a couple more things that we didn't really discuss, and I wanted to share with you guys. I got some questions and some comments on the last episode. So I'm going to dive in deeper into a couple of things that I didn't touch on before and things that were huge and crucial in my life in order for me to become and be the woman that I am today. But you know how I like to start. I like to have a song, something that represents how I'm feeling, or so I wanted to start off with a song on how I'm feeling, or just how just life is just in general. And this song kind of just hits home, and it's called Keep Me in the Moment. And it's perfect with what I am going to be talking about today, about some things that I haven't really discussed with people or with anyone, and a lot of aha moments I've had. So this song is Keep Me in the Moment by Jeremy Camp. And although it's a worship song, just listen to the lyrics. These lyrics drive home, it hits home. And where does it go? How can I stop my life from passing me by? I don't know. I've been thinking about family. Now it's going so fast. And I wake up one morning just wishing that I could go back. I've been thinking about maybe I can make a change and they can change me. So I follow my heart. This is my way. Singing, keep me in the moment. Help me live with my eyes open. I don't want to miss it. Always chasing something. Keep me in the moment. Right here, right now. Right where your feet are. Just wanna stay where you are. All I got is one shot, one try, one go around in this beautiful life. Nothing is wasted when everything's placed in your hands. Singing, oh, keep me in the moment. Help me live with my eyes wide open. I don't wanna miss what you have for me. In the moment. Isn't that true? Keep me in the moment. I don't want to miss what you have for me. Yes, we have to be right here, right now, with where our feet are, with the people around us, or even within just ourselves, right? Just keep me in the moment. Don't want to miss what's in front of me and what amazing things that are going to come into my life. So, with that said, welcome again, my amazing tribe, my amazing people. Hola, bienvenidos. Welcome to Bulletproof Mindset, episode number 3, number tres. Again, this is the second part of the last episode that we did, that Larry Indiviglia, my coach and amazing mentor, who interviewed me about my life and certain questions and stuff. So I kind of wanted to add a little bit more into that. So there's a couple of things that I will be discussing, and they actually kind of blend in together fairly well. So here's the thing, guys. Bulletproof mindset. It all begins and ends in our minds. If we are able to master what's in here, this is our dome, this is our home. If we are able to master what goes into our ears, what we listen to, what we watch, and how we speak to ourselves, we are able to move forward in life and we're able to heal. But it really does take a lot of reflection. It really does take a lot of time to go back to those moments and times that are so painful, that hurt your heart, that hurt your mind, that hurt your soul. But that is required in order for us to fully, completely heal. You get that? In order to be able to move forward, we have to heal from inside, not from the outside in, right? It's inside out. So one of the things I will be talking about and I want to share with you guys, Larry had asked if there was any moment in my life that I regretted or anything in my life that I would like to change, or if I would do something different. And my response to Larry was, I don't regret anything in my life. I don't wish to change anything in my life. I think all the things that have happened have led me to be the person that I am today. And I've been able to learn from those mistakes and be who I am today. Not only that, my messes have become my message. And now I'm here able to openly talk about them and to be able to transform and touch your lives, because I've been there. I know the battle that happens in our minds on a daily basis. And I want to tell you that it's okay not to be okay. So here we go. I'm going to dive deep into this. So most of you know, and if you don't know, I used to compete. I was competing. I was part of an organization, a natural organization, and I competed for bikini competitions. For that natural organization, it was called the Bikini Divas. So that's what I did. And a little background on how I ended up in that world. I was married. I believe that was when I started my competition. It was 2013. Yeah, it was 2013 because I think I competed in 2014. All my years are all crazy all over the place. I don't even remember anymore. But anywho, so my journey in the fitness industry, or just competing, started in 2013. And I was going through depression, and I don't think so. I don't think my husband at the time, or even our close friends, or even my family knew what I was going through. I had been working before, 6 years prior to that, had a really good job. I was a supervisor, manager, managing 12 elementary schools. No, I'm sorry, 12 middle schools. And I was commuting, so I did a lot with the district and all that good stuff, and absolutely loved it. I worked for a nonprofit organization, great organization. And after I got pregnant with our first daughter, I worked through all my whole pregnancy, which is something that I knew I wanted to do because I love to stay active and going all the time. And after I had my first daughter, we talked, we and had that conversation, and we felt like it was the right decision to stay home and become a stay-at-home mom. So I did stopped my job that I had, my 9 to 5, which was very stressful. It was a very stressful job, but I did enjoy it. So was a stay-at-home mom for 6 years. Then 3 years later, almost 4 years later, got pregnant with our second little one, and obviously continued being a stay-at-home mommy. And throughout that whole time, I believe after my second daughter, um, I began like losing myself, guys. I had no freaking idea who I was. Plus, I was going through some health challenges, which we had no clue what it was. Literally, I would wake up in the mornings and my joints, my hands were so swollen, and I was in so much pain. I can't even tell you, from like my hands, my arms to my legs. Sometimes in the mornings I couldn't even pick up my youngest daughter because I was in so much pain. um so all that, trying to figure it out, I went through procedures after procedures and test after test, trying to figure out like what the hell does my body have and why is it reacting this way. Well and behold, there was actually absolutely nothing wrong. um, and so they kind of figured out, is it stress? What's stressing you out? What's bringing that to surface? And that's just to show you guys, when you are not right with yourself, when you're harboring feelings, when you're stressed, overwhelmed, all that stuff, your body is going to release all these toxins out to let you know that something's out of whack, that something is out of balance. So my body was telling me, it was screaming at me, you're not well. You're not okay. I was going through my depression. I didn't want to really fully say that I was, and I never wanted to come out and say that there was something wrong. I never voiced it to my ex-husband. I never voiced it to my friends. At the time, I was always that type of individual or person that I always smiled and I joked around and I love telling jokes and make people laugh because that took away from my pain. That took away from me expressing or really just showing who I was. I felt like I had all these costumes, and everywhere I went, I put one mask on and da 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 da, right? Like a circus. And then somewhere else, I felt like I had to be somebody else. And it was so draining, so tiring to do that every single day, to put a facade and pretend like, yes, I'm good, we are great, and I am happy. It was hard, but it was nobody's fault. It was nobody's doing but my own. I should have, right? Voiced how I was feeling, but I didn't know how to do that. So forward to a couple of years later, um, still having the same issues and challenges with my hands and my feeling, all that. And that slowly, progressively ended up going away. And then I started having tummy problems, tummy issues. Anything I would eat, I had the worst pain ever. Like in the pit of my stomach, I would have a cramp. Like, I can't even tell you guys. So painful. So it wouldn't allow me to eat. So went back to the doctor. and they did a bunch of other tests and exams and whatnot. And they figured out, actually, the doctor thought I was crazy because she thought, nothing was wrong. Maybe it was in my head, which partly it was. But they did a test called the gastric emptying scan, which is they give you a sandwich and they put like a substance in that little sandwich, and you eat the sandwich and then you lay on this bed, and then this machine is on your tummy like this for 3 hours. They kept me for an hour, and then I would get up and then come back to the machine and lay down. So basically what this machine does, it um it looks at your stomach and see how it's breaking down the fibers and the food. So what they were able to notice is that my food was not being broken down fast enough, quick enough. So it was just staying like in my tummy and my stomach. So pretend like this is, if you're watching me right now, you could see it, but pretend this is a stomach, right? And then the food's in here, and my stomach was working extra, extra hard to break down the food. So by the time I was about to eat again, my stomach was still not breaking down the food. So it would end up staying there and become like a rock on the stomach. So it never had time to digest at all. So, with all that said and done, doctor said, "You're not crazy. You do have this." So she said, "You're able to reverse it. You just have to change the way you're eating, continue going to the gym, and all that good stuff." So that's how my journey with being more into the fitness world transformed me. So I hired a coach and I said, "All right, I need assistance. I need help." And I got my food aligned. Literally, I was eating, every 2.5 hours, smaller portion meals because my stomach was still getting used to eating a lot more and more consistently and healthier. So with my nutrition and my workouts, guess what? I was able to reverse all that because what I was consuming was nourishing my body better. Food is thy medicine. How about that? So that's what my journey started with, at least for the nutrition portion of it. And for competitions, the coach at the time said, "You know what? You should compete." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? What type of competitions are you talking about?" And he said, "Bikini competitions." So we trained for about 4 weeks as if I would be competing. And guys, I absolutely fell in love with the process of it. Remember, I told you that I was still going through my depression and no one knew? My escape, my therapy, literally was the gym, because that was the only thing, listen up, that was the only thing that I had full control over. My life at home, my life, everything else, I felt like it was crumbling. I felt like I couldn't control everything anymore. I was letting go. So the gym was my escape. The gym for me was a mental conditioning, because some exercises, some workouts, as you know, are so tough, and it takes so much toughness, right? That mental toughness to keep going, to, muster through that pain. So, like I said, that was the only thing I had control over. I had control over my food. I had control over my workouts. I had control over my conditioning. I had control over my posing. I had control over my stage presence. Only thing I was able to. So people see me, or people saw me in those competitions, and they would see me on social media, and they would see, if you could see me now here, I'm showing a picture to everyone right here. This was the Olympia, and actually made it up there. I was top 3 in that Olympia. If you notice that picture, I look ripped, I look strong, I look like I got all my, excuse my language, my shit together. But guess what, guys? I looked physically strong right there, but I was emotionally broken. You get that? I looked like I had it all together. I had the body, I had the hair looking all pretty, all that makeup. I put in all the hard work, all the damn selfies at the gym to let people know I was working out and I was the happiest camper in the world. Yet I was broken. I felt emotionally broken. I felt like I couldn't do more. And after my divorce, I was competing through when I was married. And then after that, and we were living together for about a year before the divorce went through. So we were living our lives separately, but still co-parenting in the same household, which is very, very difficult, guys. Very difficult to do. And I don't suggest that at all unless you have a good, healthy relationship with your ex. I don't know, but anyway. So even after me moving out of the house, and I was still competing, and everybody thought I was nuts because I was competing. But remember, I told you that's the only thing I had control over. My whole life was in shambles. I was trying to find a job, and no one was trying to hire me because it had been 6 years since I had been working. So who the hell is going to hire someone, right? Who's never haven't been in corporate America for like 6 years. And trying to find my way into my passion and my purpose, getting a new place to stay, furnishing for my daughters. Financially, I wasn't doing well at all, right? So all this, and then I decided to compete because that's the only thing I had full control over. Crazy nuts, right? But there I did it. And through all that, I had friends that would see me on social media and they knew my situation. And when I say my situation, they knew I was going through a divorce. They knew I had already moved down. They moved on and moved out. I mean, they knew all that. So all my social media that people would see was me smiling and saying how great and cool I was and I'm doing amazing. But I was hiding behind a phone. No one had any idea. No one. And can I tell you, I lost so many friends because of that. And it's not their fault. It's not their fault. For a while, and actually had this conversation with one of my friends, one of my good friends, about this. And I'm like, damn, I lost everybody. And she said, well, Elizabeth, you look like you were all put together. You look like you were happy. We would see you on social media with the smiles and doing this and doing that we thought you were good. So when people were trying to come at me and talk to me, I would push them away. I pushed them away. Why? Because I was so freaking scared to be vulnerable with anyone. I was scared to be vulnerable with anyone. I didn't know how to do that because being vulnerable for me at the time meant I was weak. And that's not what I wanted to show. I don't want to show people seeing me weak if I'm vulnerable. I don't want to share my shit. Why not? So I lost so many friends because I pushed them aside, because I didn't know how to talk to them and how to say, yes, I need you guys. I feel like I'm drowning. Yes, social media, I look like I'm happy, but I am not. I am hiding through a lens and I don't know how to get out of it. So, although I became successful in, for 4 years and training and, won my pro card and all that good stuff, that didn't mean diddly squat. But I'm glad I went through it because I am here sharing that with you guys, that when you have friends that you truly know, and that through social media, pictures, or whatever it is, that you know that they're going through some really tough moments in their lives. And every single time you text them or you call them or you message them, they just say, cool, I'm doing great. Or smiley face. You want to go hang out and have coffee? No, I'm cool, thanks. There's something there. Don't push away. Don't push away. That is literally a cry for help, especially if you know they're going through some really drastic changes in their lives. Some people just don't know how to say, yes, I need you. Some people just don't know how to say, yes, I'm going through a really rough time and I'm tired of trying to pretend like I'm okay when I am not. Don't be those friends that back away from those people that you know need you the most. So that was my lesson in that. And because I was able to learn that and reflect on that, and it was really tough because I had really crazy moments, and I'll share another one with you guys on that. So I was able to experience all that, and now I'm here sharing it with you. You're not alone. Guys, I've been in that hole. And I was trying to climb on those rocks to try to get out of that deep hole by myself. Not but anyone's doing, but my own. Because I was choosing to ignore my fears, my failures, my obstacles, and my challenges. And it was showing up in every aspect of my life, but I was allowing it. But I'm telling you here, I know what you're going through. I've been in that hole. I want to be in that hole with you. I want to hold that ladder. I want to guide you, and I want to go up and getting out of that hole. Just know you guys are not alone. I'm 37 years old, and I am proud to say that now I get it. And I get to practice that every single day. The woman I was 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, I am not. And now I'm going to tell you something. I didn't like that person, but I didn't know how to be who I truly was and wanted to be. I had to go through that. And remember when I had said in the past, I said, you don't have to like what has happened to you in the past, but you have to respect the road that led you to be where you are now. Because without it, you couldn't be the strong individual that you are today. You wouldn't. So I embrace those moments because I get to share that with my daughters to say, hey, there's going to be friends in your life that are going to say that they're great and happy and they're going to be putting a smile. But if you know them true enough, you know that that's not really how they feel. So reach out even when they're saying no to you. I get to be that advocate for you guys to say, hey, I get it. Talk to me. I hear you. I see you. How can we change? How can I help you out of that hole? Let me get in there with you. So this is me in that hole telling you, let's go. We got this from that experience. And that was literally 4 years. I competed, guys, 4 years, almost about 4 years in a row. It was nuts, but I was so broken, so broken. Again, that's the only thing I had full control over. My workouts, how I ate, my conditioning, my routines, all that. Because I couldn't control everything else in my life. I didn't know how. And I can't be mad at myself for that, because it led me to where I am today. So that was one. And then I want to share another one with you guys. And this was, I'm not even going to give years because, my years are all over the place, I swear. But this was a moment where I completely surrendered. Completely surrendered. I was still going through my depression. And I remember one day I was working at UFC at the time. Actually, I was a coach. That was my first job that they gave me at UFC as a coach because, after competing and stuff, I actually fell in love with the whole process and what fitness actually does to us, mind, body, and soul. So I was working at the gym. It had been a couple of months since I had gotten my first job there. And I remember I was so exhausted. I got home. The girls were actually with their daddy at that time. And I got home, I got in the shower. And I remember every time I would get in the shower, I would just cry and just like, oh my God, I don't know what to do anymore in my life. I don't even know who I am. And I got out of the shower. And I looked at myself in the mirror and I looked at my face and I had no idea who I was. I looked at my eyes and they looked dead. I looked at my eyes and they had no light. I wasn't glowing. That smile was fake. And it hurt to my core that I didn't know who I was. I didn't. And I remember getting out of that bathroom and heading over to my bedroom. And above my bedroom, I have, and I still have it. You guys have probably seen it on social media. I love it. I'll post it on here so you guys could see it. But it's a huge wall, something like this. Can't even talk now. And it says, when life gets too hard to stand, kneel. When life gets too hard to stand, kneel. And guys, I fell to my knees. And I was just bawling and crying. Have you had those moments of enough is enough? I'm tired. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm tired of trying to control everything in my life because everything is falling apart. Have you had those moments? That was my breaking moment. I had my breakdown and I had my breakthrough. I was like, I am so done. I am going to surrender. Lord, help me. Because I'm trying to drive this car and I'm trying to maneuver it, and I'm holding the wheel and not letting you really truly drive it. And let it go. And I think I was on that floor, sitting there on the floor for like an hour, just crying and crying and crying. And let me tell you, the next morning, I woke up and I felt completely different. I felt like a huge weight off my shoulders because I had my breakdown. And because I had two choices. I'm either going to try to control everything in my life, or I'm going to surrender and see what life has to offer. Don't get me wrong. I still worked my ass off. I did. I had this will, this power, this passion, this drive to continue moving forward. And I had this drive that I was going to find what my passion and purpose was on this earth. And I found it. But it took that moment for me to stop controlling everything and truly surrender. And that has led me to be where I am today. So where in your life, guys, have you been trying to control every aspect of your life? When you look at yourself in the mirror, what do you see? What do you see? Do you recognize yourself? Do you? At what age are you going to stop shaming your bodies? At what age are you going to stop shaming your true, authentic self? At what age are you going to start hating who you've become? Are you going to take action? Are you going to make those changes? Are you going to surrender and stop trying to take the wheel? Because sometimes that doesn't work. And for you, and check this out, because we choose. It's so powerful. We are our own CEOs and we don't even recognize it sometimes. But what is it costing you in your life to choose to ignore your fears, your failures, your challenges, your obstacles? What is it costing you in your life, and how is it showing up in your life? And who is it impacting in a negative way for them? Because you're choosing to ignore it. And what about if you don't ignore it? What about if you actually do something about it? How would your life be? How would you take charge? How? You know, one of the major things that I learned, and I had no idea what they truly meant until 2016, when I joined the Todd Durkin mastermind. And we talked about core values and non-negotiables. I had no idea what my core values were. And because I had no idea what my core values were, and those are what drives us. Those are the things that gives us purpose. Those are the things that give us passion. Those are the things that we do on a daily basis that are good and positive in our lives. I didn't realize what those were. So if I didn't know what they were, how was I able to go through my life just kind of wandering and, getting things from here, getting things from there, whatever it was? I had no idea. But once I was able to sit down and really dive deep, because it takes time to dive deep and focus and write and reflect. That's why so many people don't want to move forward. That was me. I did that. I sat down and I wrote, okay, what is important in my life? What kind of life do I want to manifest for myself and for my daughters and from one day a significant other? How and what? So once I was able to identify that, my family, my faith, commitment to myself for growth and development of my mindset, my emotions, right? All that for me was important, right? And my non-negotiables, what I was willing to say yes to and what I was not willing to compromise at all. Because that's intact, it has made it easier for me to say no. And it's okay to say no, guys. It's not a bad thing. It has allowed me, and I have chosen to say no to things that are not aligned with my core values in life. Understand that? So, do you know your core values? Do you know what you stand for? What drives you every day? And are you allowing people in your life that don't stand for that or are pretending they stand for that, but they really don't, and you have to push them to get there? You should never have to push someone to get there. They have to want to do something. They have to want for their core values to stand for something greater than themselves. So you got to remember that. So along with my competition, my depression, and losing some incredible friends, to my breakdown and my surrendering and understanding what my core values are, I can be at peace and I can go anywhere and be who I am. And I no longer have to put all these costumes on with different people to pretend that I am happy, to pretend that my life is all put together. I don't have to pretend. It was taking so much energy and so draining. I didn't want to do that. I don't, and I didn't. So now I can sit here and smile if I feel like smiling because it's going to be genuine. Or sit here and frown. So I feel like frowning, right? I don't know. I can't frown very well. But yes, it took time. And I want you to know that it's not going to be from one day to the other. It is a constant, it is a daily thing to condition your mind, condition your soul, condition your body. It takes time, just like at work, there's those non-negotiable things that you have to do every single day, and it becomes a habit. That's what we have to do. We have to create those habits. For me, like if you saw one of the other podcasts as well, I need my quiet time. I need my meditation time. I need to just breathe. I need to do my gratitude, because then I can't answer text messages. I can't look at social media. I can't respond back to emails if I am not right with me in the morning. You need that time. All the time. Don't negotiate with yourself when it comes to that, because you do come first. You come first so that you're able to help and be present with everybody else in your life. You get to choose you. You get to choose you, guys. How beautiful and amazing is that? So again, thank you for allowing me to share these two pieces of what I have learned from my own battles and how I've been able to overcome and be where I am today. And I am excited to see where I'm going and how much growth, and I am committed to my growth mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. So I am going to challenge you guys too, guys, my tribe. I want you to take action. So listening to my story, I want you to take action. If you have a friend or a family member or someone you know that is going through some really rough moments in their lives, and on social media, you see them smiling and having a great old time, but you know they're struggling, I'm going to challenge you. I want you to take action and I want you to contact them. If you're listening to this, you're listening to this for a reason. Maybe a little God wink, God link. I want you to take action. And if that person pushes you away and pushes you away, don't push away. Don't. Really, even if it's a text message, hey, just checking up on you. I hope you're doing great. I hope you're doing well. Because even those small little things actually really, really matter. And if it's you, like I was, going through these moments where you feel lost and you feel broken and you feel like you don't know what to do or how to move on forward, reach out, connect with me. You are not alone. I want you to use that opportunity to grow. Let's dive deep and grow from it and become a better version of ourselves. So that's your action. Do it. I know a lot of people won't. Be different. Take that action. Do something about it. And you will see how incredibly amazing you're going to feel. All right. And then I want you guys to comment and leave your comments and tell me what it has done for you and how it has transformed your life or somebody else's life. Remember this podcast, Bulletproof Mindset, because we're creating that mental toughness mindset, is for you. Because I hear you, I see you, and I want to be able to inspire you and encourage you to be the very best version of yourself. So that when shit does hit the fan, you know exactly how to respond and react towards certain things. So I want to leave you with a quote because you know I absolutely love my mantras and I have a ton on my mirror. And this one says, sometimes when we don't have the courage to change, everything changes around us to direct us to a new path. Just like this pandemic, and it's here in November, it's 2020. It took change for us to take massive action. Sometimes that's what it needs in order for us to be able to move that needle. So if change has occurred in your life, which I'm sure it has, because it has impacted me as well, then it's a good thing because it's going to push you to a new path. It's going to push you to move forward and actually take action. So, my tribe, again, thank you so much for listening. Check out our link to our podcast and our episodes. Like I said, I want to inspire you and connect with you. And I want to know who's listening. I want to know whose life I am impacting. So, I want you to stay connected. So, feel free to go and subscribe to YouTube. Down there, our YouTube channel, subscribe, tag us, post it on social media, tag me. I want to see that you're listening to these episodes. Also on my Instagram, Bulletproof Mindset, so we can stay connected. I want to see again who I am impacting. So go out there, my amazing people, my amazing tribe. If no one has told you today that you are amazing, that you matter, that you're a badass, and that you're doing an incredible job at life, I am telling you today that you are, that you're doing amazing at life, and continue moving that needle and continue pushing forward. Go out there, live your life with purpose and with intention and passion. It's your life, it's yours to take. Remember, it all begins and ends in our minds. So let's create that bulletproof mental toughness to live our lives the way we want to and in our terms, guys. I love you guys. Have a beautiful and amazing day, and I'll see you soon.